Hey Veronica, it's Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and with the help of my GoPro camera, I'm going to show you how I cut prescription lenses for your new Gucci 2769 Strauss, color NDC in size 51, with the bling, the black ice and the white ice all in one frame. So let's begin. Move your case aside. I'm going to pop your demos out. This has been one of my classic all-time favorite Gucci's. Beautiful, beautiful frame. I'm going to put your Italian frame into my Italian Santanelli. It is the LE1000 patternless edger. Runs $30,000. I recommend everyone go out and get one. But the stylus is now tracing the shape of your left lens, and then it's going to move over and trace the shape of your right lens here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. You buy a genuine, authentic frame and you receive free prescription single vision lenses. Or non-prescription fashion lenses if that's what you want, but yours is prescription. So I'm going to type in your pupillary distance here. And these are polycarbonate lenses being cut for a metal frame. I'm going to cut them on the soft cycle, which means they're just going to cut a little bit slower due to the anti-glare coating. So your right lens reads -3, -50 at 170. I'm going to take your lens out of its packet. That's what it looks like before I start cutting on it. I'm going to spin the axis wheel of my Marco 101 lensometer to 170. Put the power drum on -3. Put your lens in and rotate until the sphere power comes in clearly, and I've located your optical center. I check your astigmatism correction. We're looking good there, and I'll explain what all that is in a little bit. Now I'm going to put 3 dots on your lenses, which are too light for you to see, so I'm going to use my pen to darken those for you. And that is the right lens. Let me see if I can get a better pen than that. I'm going to swap these out. Alright, set that one down. Now your left lens, -3 1/4, -50 at 150. I'm going to spin the axis wheel to 150. Put the power drum on -3 1/4. And rotate your lens until the lens comes in clearly in focus, and I have found the optical center. Check your cross curve. We're good there. Now let's put these dots on your lenses. 1, 2, and 3. Boy, that pen does write better. And that's the left lens. So this is a block. This is what's going to hold it in place while it is cutting inside the machine, but I have to attach this to your lens. So 3M, the same people who make the post-it notes, make some double-sided adhesive stickers, and the black side is the sticky side, so I'm going to stick that onto the block. Now the machine that I'm looking into here essentially is like the crosshairs of a scope. I have a vertical meridian and a horizontal one, and I want to make sure those 3 dots are lined up on the horizontal meridian, and the vertical one goes right through the optical center. That does. I'm going to clamp that down. Now for the left lens, I'm going to do the same thing. Grab one of these blocks, pull the little sticker off. Come on, sticker, you. Get everything lined up perfectly, and we are good to go. Now, because of the anti-glare coating, I actually want to put another little adhesive sticker on the back. That anti-glare coating is like a hydrophobic surface, meaning it hates water. So I'm just going to make sure that this is applied thoroughly. Now, it's just like when you wax your car and it rains, the rain beads right off. The same thing's going to happen to your lenses. So you'll never need a liquid cleaner anymore. Whatever liquid comes in contact with your lens, it beads right off. All you're ever going to need is your Gucci cleaning cloth and the other cleaning cloth that I will provide for you. So I'm going to put your lens into the chuck and hit start. Let me make sure the trap is not full. It is not. Now the first thing that's going to happen, these calipers are going to come down, and it's going to trace the shape of the right side of your frame onto the lens to make sure this lens is large enough to fit into the frame, and it is. This is just a routine operation that it does. It's tracing the concave surface first, which is the rear surface, the back surface closest to your eyelashes. Then it's going to move forward and trace the convex side of the lens, which sits away from the face. All the while measuring the thickness of the lens to know exactly where to place the bevel so it sits inside the frame. The actual cutting wheel is down here on the bottom left. It's that lighter color wheel on the left that's going to act like a, for lack of better words, a heavy grit sandpaper to grind away your lens material. And then this wheel in the center, that little channel, that valley, is what's going to put the bevel onto the lens. I will have to close the door, but for now I just want you to see as your prescription lens touches down on the cutting wheel. So your lenses are made out of what's known as polycarbonate. There were three main lens materials: glass, plastic, and polycarb. Although glass has gone by the way of the dinosaur due to its weight. That leaves plastic, which is the most common and the least expensive. Polycarbonate is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. Your lenses are also virtually unbreakable. They are bulletproof up to 22 caliber and have both UVA and UVB protection built into them. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin, so you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes. You never have to worry about applying it like you do with lotions, creams, and sprays. Not only is it all that, it's also an aspheric lens. Spherical just means that it's completely round on all sides. This starts off round and then flattens out, so it gives you a much better cosmetic appearance. It doesn't give you that ugly fishbowl appearance you see in so many lenses that are bulging out of their frame. Most places you order lenses from online, they charge you for the plastic, and then they charge you an upgrade fee to the polycarbonate, and then they charge you another upgrade fee to get you to the aspheric lenses. This is where I start for free when you buy lenses from me here at freeprescriptionlenses.com. You buy the frame and you get free clear single vision lenses. Now you also have an anti-glare coating on your lenses. Anti-glare is 3 features in one. The first feature, just like I mentioned, it does eliminate glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain, from street lights, stoplights, computer screens, to overhead fluorescent lights, any type of glare source. Now the second feature is it's a reflection-free lens. So when someone's looking at you, they're not going to be looking at their reflection in your glasses. Or if someone takes a picture with the flash, you won't see the flash lit up in the lens, you'll see just your eyes. So it makes for a much better eye contact, much better cosmetic appearance. The other nice thing, the practical side, the third feature is it comes with the best scratch protection in the business, because they want to protect that valuable coating that they just sprayed on. That anti-glare coating is applied by $1 million machine and takes 24 hours to do. So that's why they give you such a good scratch coating, to protect that. Now I'm just seeing what type of screwdriver I will need to work on your frame, and it is the flat blade. So I will have that ready. So your lens is going around. Now if you notice, there is water running in the background, but polycarbonate cuts dry. Now some water jets will kick in just a moment to wash away what I just picked off of your lens, which is called swarf. There we go. Those run for the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle just to wash away any optical debris. This is just the cleaning process, and no lubricant is needed while these are cutting. Where plastic and high index plastic, you have to have water running the whole time. Okay, that's coming out. I'm going to dry your lens off so it's not slippery. Now you still have some rough edges that are left over from the cutting cycle, so I'm going to use my handstone, which is completely flat. I can put my finger against it while it's running, and my finger does get warm due to the friction, but it's that friction that allows me to go around the outside of your lens and smooth off those rough edges. Now that white powdery substance you see on your lens, that is called swarf. I'm going to use my thumbnail to scrape all of that off your lens. And I do this so much all day that I've worn a V-shaped bevel into my thumbnail. Now let's see if it fits. I'm going to loosen your eye wire screw with my flat blade screwdriver. And then I'm going to put your lens in. And now tighten, make sure it's in there properly, and it is. And now I'm going to tighten the screw back. There we go. That looks good. No edge thickness coming out. Great cosmetic appearance. So let's go ahead and cut your left lens. I'm going to set that back up there so the bling will sparkle at me. Flip that over to left and hit start. And just like before, the calipers are going to come down, but this time they're going to trace the shape of the left side of the frame onto the concave, the rear surface. It always starts with the back surface before moving over and tracing the convex surface. And that will conclude your vocabulary lesson of the day. Round and round, camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2. Now this whole process takes about 15 minutes. It is now 8:01 on Wednesday, June 25th, 87 degrees, and looks like raining in my hometown of Durham, North Carolina. I'll continue to work on your right lens as your left lens begins cutting. There we go. So this block is no longer needed. I'm going to take this off. Find the side that works best on. There we go. Pull that sticker off. And the blue sticker is no longer needed. I'm going to peel that off, stick that on the counter there. Now you still have a red dot there. Let me darken that. That is your optical center. I'm going to leave that on the lens, but for now I'm going to put it back into my Marco 101 lensometer. Spin the axis wheel back to 170. Check. I'm getting -3. And then another half a diopter of astigmatism correction. Now your prescription reads, your right eye reads -3, -50 at 170. Your left eye is -3 1/4, -50 at 150. Now the unit of measurement we use in the optical world is called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R. You've heard of gallons, ounces, and pounds. Well, we use diopter, and it's in quarter increments, starting at 0 being prescription, non-prescription, also known as plano, and goes up in quarter increments, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1, and so on. Your right eye reads -3, so that is 12 steps of correction to get everything the correct size. This first number is the size of everything you see. Without your glasses on, everything in real life is much larger than it appears. So when you put your glasses on, it will minify down to the correct size. So you need 12 steps of far-sighted correction to get everything the correct size. You need 2 steps of correction for your astigmatism. And there is a stigma over the word astigmatism. It just means shape. You have 2 different curvatures. You have a curvature going this way and a curvature going this way on your lens. Your eye is not completely round. So astigmatism is what makes 6s and 8s, or the letters P and F look alike. The first 2 numbers, this first number gets everything the correct size. This number takes away the fuzzy edges. So that's the fine-tune knob. If you can imagine turning a knob to make everything nice and clear. These last 2 numbers, 170 and 150, that is the axis of your right eye. 150 is the axis for your left eye. So if this were 0 to 180 on a straight line with 90 being in the center, we turn it all the way past 90 and we're almost at 180, and we stop at 170 to make everything nice and crisp. Now for your left eye, you need 13 steps of correction, but still only 2 steps of correction for your astigmatism, and then we turn that knob to 150, so we just don't turn it as far. These first 2 numbers are real values. These are real powers. This number is anywhere from 0 to 180 and really means nothing. It just tells us where to make everything nice and crisp. So when you put these on, you'll be able to see so far away. That anti-glare is going to really help you in driving at night. So just think how fast you'll be able to drive at night in the rain. I know you're looking forward to that. Just think how much you'll be able to get done when you're driving so much faster than you used to. Now, of course, my advice will not hold up in court, so please drive safely. Don't listen to anything I say. If you do listen to everything I say, then your glasses cost twice as much as they think they do. So, yeah, pay me twice as much and you can tell the judge in court that I told you to drive as fast as you want. But no, this frame sells for $280. Your anti-glare coating was $20 more, for a combined total of $300 for a brand new pair of prescription Gucci's. And especially the ones with all that nice bling on there. Hopefully, you see that bling going? Hopefully my camera's good enough. Come on, bling. Come on, bling. Alright, so let me set that down. I'm going to take your lens out of the chuck, dry it off so it's not slippery on where I'm tempted to drop this thing on live TV. Back to the handstone for the safety bevel. Back to using my thumbnail to scrape all that off. And of course, once it's on the counter, I wipe it on the floor, because hey, the clown's got to have fun while he's at work too. So, alright, I'm going to loosen the eye-wire screw on your left side. Pop your lens in, providing it fits perfect. Oops, went right through. This one's still alive. It's still alive! Pop that in. Put the screw back in there. I love these magnetic mats, so when you drop a screw, the magnet sticks right to it. Tighten that down. And we are in there perfectly. Just a minimal amount of edge thickness and everything looks perfect. No bulging lenses. I'm going to pop that block off. That blue sticker is no longer needed. I'm going to spin the axis wheel back to 150. And your prescription reads -3 1/4 for the left eye. So we're at 3, 3 1/4, 350, 375, 4. So we're on the first tick mark past 3. Hopefully you can see that. Now you need 2 more steps of astigmatism correction. So if someone owed you $3.25, then they borrowed another 50 cents, they would owe you $3.75. So to check for your astigmatism, we're at 375, so that is made perfectly too. Now the last thing I want to do, your PD is around 59.5, 60 really. That's why I keep the red dots on there. I'm going to put my PD stick on 0 on your right lens. And when I run it all the way across, we are getting 60 millimeters. So that is cut perfectly too. Now the last 2 things I want to do before I get these shipped to you is clean off all the red dots off your lenses and the R and the L that are there next to the red dots for right and left. Now, 99% of all optical shops do free adjustments. So when you receive these, and if they're too loose or too tight, or they sit high on one side, because 80% of people have one ear that's higher than the other. And I'm no exception. When I take mine off and I set mine on the counter, mine wobble because I have one ear that's higher than the other. So I'm going to make sure yours are in standard alignment, also known as the 3-point stance. Those 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. When I set them